Hey guys. I'll wait for you more to arrive, and then I will explain the statistics of why the death rate is currently at 20%. For those who can't deal with facts, can leave. Hey, some random gamer. I haven't seen you for a while. I guess Monster's gone because he or she, looks like a she, isn't interested in facts and doesn't understand facts, doesn't understand numbers or statistics. Hey, Kush. Hey, Ghost Guy. Yeah, so as I will mention, the death rate is actually 20%, and a live stream of ads. What are you talking about, these ads? You're here for the facts. Yep, exactly. So this is why the death rate currently is not 5% around the world, as they're saying, okay? What they're doing to get these facts, okay, right now, it says 52,982 people have died, right? 52,982. And then they're dividing it by the number of confirmed cases. That gets you 5.22%. Now, that alone sounds pretty scary, okay? But you cannot divide the number of deaths by the number of people infected. You can only have deaths versus recoveries, because everyone else, the disease has not run its course. By the 5.22%, you are assuming that the 750,000 people that have not died or recovered, that every single one of them is going to recover to get you that 5.22%. Okay, so is everyone with me so far? So you have to go 212,018 people have recovered, right? Plus the amount of people that have died. That gives you 265,000 people that have resolved themselves. They've either died or recovered. Everyone else, it doesn't matter, because those people are critical, some are asymptomatic, some are only 3 days or 6 days into this virus. People that die from the virus don't die after 3 days. They die after 10 or 14 or 16. People that recover don't recover after 3 or 4 days. So those people don't count in the statistics. So you have to divide that 265,000. So 52,982 people have died out of the 265,000 people that have either died or recovered. As a percentage, gives you 20%. So that is where you get 20%. You cannot divide the people that have died with the nearly 800,000 people that currently have it, because that assumes that every one of those people will survive. Some of them will die in a week. Some of them will die in 2 weeks. Some of them will die tomorrow. Some of them will recover. But the statistics are, at this point, once the virus has finished, you either die or you recover. And those are the only statistics that matter right now. 20% of the people die, 80% recover. Now, if that trend continues, of the 800,000 people that are currently infected that haven't recovered or died, 160,000 of those will die and 640,000 will recover. That is huge. Now, these are just the numbers of people that have been tested. There's also a lot of people that haven't been tested, that have it, who don't know they have it, so the actual numbers would actually be lower. But all you can really go on, you can only assume that however many people haven't been tested and don't know. But the actual numbers is all you can go by, is these official numbers. Deaths, recoveries, 20% of the people who get it this far have died, and 80% have recovered. Everyone else is going through this disease, and some will die and some will recover. That's why a 5% death rate is so incorrect, because you cannot divide deaths by cases of people who have tested positive who still have it, because you don't know which are going to live and which are going to die. To get 5%, you have fudged the numbers to say that every single person in that column will live, and that is not going to happen. So hopefully everyone understands how scary this thing actually is. Eleanor, wow, it is scary, because those are the numbers. Forget how many are infected. When you look at, say, the USA has added in the last 5 days over 100,000 cases in the last 5 days. Now, of those 100,000 cases, not one of those people has recovered, not one of those people has died, because it's too early. But in 2 weeks from now, or 3 weeks from now, of those 100,000, if the statistics are globally uniformly global, 20,000 of those will die. But here's the scary part. This is the really scary part. The way to look at each country's recovery rate, you go to America. Right now, only 10,403, right, have recovered. But 5,886 have died. Okay? Those are the numbers you need to look at. So that's 16,289. So you divide the people who've died, 5,886 divided by 6,229 resolutions as a percentage. That's 36% of resolved cases in America have ended in death. 36% have ended in death. Now, the other thing is there is going to be a bit of an overlap, because generally if you die from this disease, you are dying mostly around the 10 to 16 day mark. But when you recover, you are generally recovering within the 14 to 28 day mark. So it might take a person 2 weeks to die on average. That's not actual figures, but generally a person who gets it and becomes critical after around 10 days or so, and could die after day 17. But a person who becomes clear and recovered of the disease takes a bit longer. So yeah, that's scary that at this point in time, recoveries versus deaths in America, 36% of the people die from a result. So the only way that you can go on it right now, as I said, is who's recovered, who's died. Those are the cases of the result, because all the others are going to fall into those two categories over time. The only other way to get an absolute is down the track, when this pandemic is over, in however many years it'll be, then you've got your figures. But then you've got the millions, if not billions eventually, who had it and didn't know. Mia, my info's wrong. How's my info wrong? Explain how my info's wrong. People who've died and people who've recovered, they're the only statistics that count. You cannot divide deaths by people who still have it, because they haven't either recovered or died yet. To get 5.22% global death rate on only numbers that have been actually confirmed. We're not talking about cases of people who don't know they've got it or whatever. You can't divide it by the people who still have it, because if you do, you're dividing that by the whole number, assuming that every single person will recover, and they won't. They won't recover. So I'm only going by the numbers, and it may well be that 5 times the people are actually infected, and that 5 times the people that have been confirmed may be infected, and none of those will die because they don't even know they've got it. So who knows? Well, you just explain it to me, Mia. So watch all these videos, then you tell me still think the same way. I'm just talking statistically. Right now, governments, hospitals, doctors are going to, when they talk about the current death rate, all they're doing is dividing the deaths by the confirmed cases, right? So if they can do that, then I can divide the deaths by the total number of resolutions, which is the deaths plus recoveries. Because the others, it's irrelevant. They haven't resolved themselves. So if the world can go and divide deaths by cases that haven't resolved themselves to get a low number of, then I can, and they're spouting that not to scare people. Yeah, I have a lot of info, Mia, but you are telling me to go and check something out. Just tell me what this is that's going to change my mind. Because I've already explained that I'm aware that there's lots and lots of cases where people will have it around the world and don't know it, so they're not in the official numbers, which would bring the numbers down. There's also governments that are fudging the numbers. You know, the USA didn't know what the hell they were doing, so they've got all these cases running around where they weren't tracking anyone or doing anything. China's full of crap, so we already know that. Iran's full of crap. Lots of places are full of crap, so the numbers are not real. But if all you can go on is the official numbers, that's all you can go on. That's all you can go on. And I'm not going to, you know, if I get the coronavirus, I can't go and say 2 days into it I'm going to live or die, and then divide myself by I'm not going to die. How would I know? I've got to wait until it resolves. Soda, the wolf dog. The government is just trying to cause less panic. Yeah, you don't cause less panic by not telling people what's really going on. That causes people to not protect themselves properly, and it will spread more. I'm not going to look at any videos until you tell me one fact from here that tells something different that I've said about numbers and about cases that aren't going to be reported. Blue Bayou. Oh, we can't leave Louisiana. It's bad in Minnesota because the streets in Minneapolis is a ghost town. Lost in West. Jason, you're speaking most accurately I've heard yet. Well, it's because it's when all you can go by, the only thing that doesn't lie are the numbers. Now, the numbers don't lie, but the numbers aren't always correct. That sounds like that doesn't make sense, but it does. 2 + 2 = 4, but it only equals 4 because I was only given 4 pens. The people out there who've hidden 20 pens, I don't know. I can only speculate how many pens they've hidden. So I can only go by the 4 pens that I was given. So that's the metaphor of the numbers. There's also these numbers, like I say, all you can do is go by the numbers. Now, how many of these numbers are people being recorded as dying from coronavirus when in fact they were suffering from heart failure and were diagnosed with coronavirus, but it was actually heart failure that killed them. So there's those numbers too. But like I said, you can only go by the numbers, and that's the only thing you can go by. Everything else is hearsay, speculation, fudged, and all the rest of it. So that's all you can do. Like, that's it. You know, if I had 3 underlying health conditions and I got a cold 2 years ago and I died, it's not going to put on my death certificate I died from a cold. It'll say he had type 2 diabetes, complications, this and that. But everyone right now who's got corona seems to be in that corona. So those numbers aren't always going to be correct. But like I said, all you can do is go by the numbers. That's the only thing you can do. Officials are going by the numbers. That's where they're getting their death rate, by the numbers. But you got to do it the proper way. You can't go and divide deaths by people who have it, that either haven't recovered or haven't died, because they're going to live. They're either going to live or die. And because everything is 2 weeks behind or so, deaths are 2 weeks behind, recoveries are 2 or 3 weeks behind, the numbers are always behind, but they're going to grow and grow and grow. Okay, I'm sick of hearing from you, Mia. You don't come here and say crap without backing something up, just trying to get me to go and watch videos of someone. I'm backing up what I'm saying with statistics, with facts, and logic, critical thinking. You're just saying stuff. That doesn't mean anything. I just said, give me one fact, just one fact that will contradict something I've said, and you refuse to do that. So I'm not wasting my time with you anymore. Here in Seattle, people are not taking this seriously. They're still going out and about. Yeah, well, they'll be taking it seriously when they all start getting sick and dying. Lockdown we're currently in lockdown and restrictions, as they're calling it, shutdowns, are set for 3 months, but we know it's going to be at least 6 months, and I think it'll be till sometime next year. The fact is that statistics are 100% manipulated. Well, of course they're manipulated. Some people will put the statistics in to pretend there's not as many cases or deaths. Others put in more deaths than there are that aren't really attributed to coronavirus. There are numbers there that should be there that aren't there because people aren't tested, don't know they've got it. I'm just saying the only way you can do anything is just by the numbers. The numbers say this, and that's all you can do. Everything else is speculation and everything else. What? Alrighty. Celebrities in the US are dying left and right. The UK seems to be having the right idea with closure of most things. Yeah, lots of celebrities are dying, and like I noticed, more and more are dying. Let's have a look. And I noticed one that was just 52. He was, I don't know if anyone ever saw the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Well, this guy that worked on the show in the music department, he died from coronavirus or COVID-19. He was only 52. Wasn't old. No underlying issues. There's been quite a few. So, yeah, it's just spiffing, isn't it? And let me get these are my predictions as well, and they're scary. And I would say it's probably sooner, to be honest. But I said by the 21st of April, the USA will have more than 1 million cases confirmed. But I'd say they'll hit 1 million cases before the 21st of April. There's a news in the Philippines about birds from China carrying coronavirus here in the Philippines. Okay, I've not read that. I don't know if the coronavirus is in birds or not. All I have read is that it was bats, and there was some animal that was able to facilitate it from there to a human, but I don't know that, so I'll have to check. Social Tech Jason, is Australia same as UK with cases and only giving ones from hospital? I don't know. I know they're giving ones from hospital, but they're also giving ones from nursing homes. But the people that are coming from all these places that are critical are all going to hospital. I don't know how many people honestly would have this be confirmed as having it, being so ill that they weren't taken to hospital. So I don't know how many people would be dying from it at home, but doesn't mean there wouldn't be. So yeah. And also people that haven't, hit the like button. Hit that like button. Let's get this up there for absolutely no reason other than I like seeing the numbers rise. UK isn't testing people outside hospital. Oh, well, here we've got lots of pop-up testing clinics. You know, you can go to hospital and get tested. You can go to other pop-up places to get tested, and there's all these kits arriving where you can test yourself. And I think pharmacists will be able to test you. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think we're all the way up on the curve. Oh, the curve's way. Yeah, it's like the cure. Is the cure going to be worse than the disease? Because everything's just come to a halt. Everything's being destroyed. People's lives, businesses, economies, and you can flatten the curve. It's still going to be a tsunami. But because nothing's going to happen for so long, as far as any vaccines or treatments, this curve, well, if the curve's flattened for so long, the curve could be flattened for 18 months. So we could be living like this for 18 months, hearing about people dying everywhere, including some of us, maybe me. Julia says, I think around 7,000 people may die in the UK by early May. So let's just say 4 weeks or so. Okay, let me just have a look at these numbers because I do my own calculations and stuff. Oh, God, no. No chance. No way. No, unfortunately, no way. Let's have a look. But it also depends on the curve completely. But I'm going to be extremely generous to the UK. And I reckon, what's today? 3rd of April where I am. So I would say that the UK deaths will reach 10,000 within 10 days. Within 10 days, you'll have 10,000 deaths in total in the UK. Probably sooner. By the end of May, I reckon you could potentially have 30,000 deaths in the UK by the end of May, which is just unbelievable to think of. It's scary, really scary. So social tech, currently almost 3K, so Julia's right. 3K at the moment. But you got to remember, this is going to go up exponentially. Cases have absolutely skyrocketed, say, in the last 2 weeks in the UK, right? Only now are people going to start to die from that as cases keep going up. So, you know, right now, they're getting around 550 to 600 deaths a day. All you have to do is, that's going to keep going up. Let's just pretend it doesn't go up. It just stays at 600 deaths every day for 4 weeks. So 28 days at 600 deaths every day. It doesn't drop, doesn't go down, and it's going to go up. Times that by 600 deaths a day. That's let's call it 17,000 deaths by the end of May, plus your 3,000. That's 20,000 deaths by the end of May at 600 people in the UK dying every day. No reduction, nothing going up. But it's going to go up. It can only go up. The time will come when it drops, but it's not going to be in the next 4 weeks. It's only going to go up. So that's why I say you're probably looking at 30,000 deaths by the beginning of May in the UK. Being 500 odd today, Jason. Yep. Nearly 600 today, still going. I'm just going by the 24-hour Greenwich Mean Time period. The UK, 569 deaths so far during the 24-hour period of, and even if that stays there, like I'm just saying, it's only going to go up. You've had 4,244 cases new already. So those new cases, right, in 2 weeks' time, that's a lot of people dying. Let's just, for argument's sake, say only 5% of those people die. That's 212 just from that one day. But it won't be that much. It'll be more, unfortunately. So that's why this is really, really scary, because it is going up and it will continue to go up, because you've got this cases going up exponentially, but then they're meeting like this, where cases going up, early stages, early stages, early stages, early stages, getting sick, going to hospital, dying, and they overwhelm the system. So, and like I said, all you can go by is the statistics, but the one thing you can know for 100% is every single statistic in every country is well below. There are way, way, way more people that have it and have had it because of lack of tests, not being tested, not knowing they've got it, which makes the numbers not as scary in a sense, but still scary. Social Tech, thanks for talking about UK, much appreciated. Oh, you're welcome, but it's scary. Very, very scary. Just because of the trend where everything's going up, and you know that, like also what Julia said, which unfortunately isn't going to happen, but would be nice if it did happen, that by, say, early May, to only get another 4,000 cases, say, in around 28 days. Oops. You'd need to average 143 deaths a day every day in the UK until the beginning of May to only have 7,000 deaths. And you know that's not going to happen. That number there that says 569 already in this 24-hour period isn't going to suddenly drop to 143. 4 days from now, somewhere between 4 and 7 days, that number is going to be 1,000, 900 or 1,000. So yeah, it's dreadful. It's horrible. It's scary. It's just, yeah, not good. Cass. The death rate is even lower than people think, precisely because many people are silent carriers or get mild symptoms, so they don't get tested. Yeah, exactly. So the death rate is incorrect because of people that don't know they've got it, like I said. But from the actual numbers, which is all you can work on, that's where in 50 years from now they talk about the death rate. The death rate will only be on actual numbers, but then they will revise that with what they believe is more accurate. But like I said, right now, the death rate is 20% based on resolutions. You either recover or you die. Every other case is active, so you can't put a statistic on an active case because you don't know who within that group is going to live or die. So you can only base your statistics on current resolutions, and that, unfortunately, is 20% death rate and 36% in the USA right now. Dude, where are you getting these numbers? From the statistics. Excuse me. I'll go through it again for you. For someone who's been tested and they fall into the into this category of you've been confirmed with a case and you've currently got it. You haven't died from it and you haven't recovered from it. You don't count in the statistics of a death rate because you don't know if you're going to live or die in 2 or 3 weeks from now. So you can only do statistics based on resolutions. 212,018 people have recovered, okay? And 53,159 have died. So of the 1 million cases, 265,177 people have come to the end of this virus and have either recovered or died, okay? So then you have to divide how many of those people that have no longer have the virus because they lived or died, how many of those people died? So out of 265,000, 53,159 have died out of 265,000. That gives you a percentage of 20%. So there you go. That's where you get 20% because, like I said, you cannot get a death rate out of people that still have the virus because you don't know if they're going to live or die. So that's where you get those numbers from. The only numbers at the end of they're the only numbers you can go by. The only other numbers you can go by is when the pandemic's over and no one's getting the virus anymore. And then you go, this many people got it, this many people died, there's your death rate based on confirmed cases, because you're also going to have a way, way bigger number than confirmed cases that have had it, that didn't get tested, that either didn't know they had it because they were asymptomatic or had mild symptoms and just stayed home, never got to a point where they were so sick that they either had to go to hospital or felt they needed to go and get tested, which will then bring the numbers down. But you can't put an actual figure on speculation. You can only put a figure on actual numbers of what you have. And that's where you get a 20%, current 20% death rate. So I don't know, does that make sense to you now? That you can't get a death rate out of people that still have a virus just because they haven't died? Because that's like saying that the 800,000 people or 740,000 people that have tested positive that haven't died but haven't recovered, to get a death rate of 5.22%, which is what we're being told, is assuming that every single one of those people will not die, and you know that's not going to happen. So that's how you get your number of 20%. Who's recovered and who's died, those are the only numbers that can give you a true, accurate death rate at the moment, and it's 20%. But like I said, those numbers aren't correct because a lot of people haven't been tested and don't know they've got it. There's also numbers like China's completely full of it. There's no way in the world they've only got those cases and those deaths. So, what do you do with a drunken Duncan? I think, Julie, I think more people are dying in London because they're freely mixed on public transport, buses, trains, and tube. Yep. I'm Brazil is about $120 US. I don't know what that means. That you're getting. Guys, please be friendly. Nobody knows where the peak is. No, you can speculate. People in this country saying, the peak will be around 25th of April. I think they're absolutely kidding themselves. Wait until we come into winter. Because you can lock down and whatever, but people still have to go out. There's people that still work. You still have to go to the shops. You can't stay at home and lock yourself indoors for 12 months. It's not possible. You know, you get a postman delivering something. You get food delivered. Someone's handled all those things, no matter what they're wearing, down the line, and you can have the virus on anything that's brought to your house. Unless you can lock yourself in your house and survive for a year and never touch anything from the outside world, there's no chance that you're not going to have a possibility of getting this down the track. flu. I think China's lying. Of course they're lying. They're completely full of it. They lied from the start. They knew what was going on in November. They lied. The WHO is a joke. An independent newspaper discovered back in, was it December, that the government had told scientists mapped the virus and told them to destroy all your work, hide it, destroy it. So China is 100% responsible for this virus escaping. They also allowed the Chinese New Year, even though they knew the virus was rampant everywhere. They're getting, at that point, at least 400 cases a day. And there were 5 million people that they just said, all right, go back to your homes. And there's 5 million people left and went all over the world. And then they locked down after that. Yep. But once let's see. Last I checked, where's Australia? 25 deaths now. Quite a few in nursing homes. Yes. Sorry, I'm missing some comments. Crazy Chicken, 1 million confirmed cases worldwide. Yep. I think I worked out, assuming the testing continues and there's enough tests. Let me have a look. I think I worked out. Oh, let me do it on here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That within 9 days, the USA will have 100,000 plus cases in 1 day, in 9 days. And it could be sooner. That's my prediction based on the statistics of exponential growth, that by around the 12th of April, the USA is going to find 100,000 new cases in a day. Oh my God, I hope that's not true. But pretty much everything I've been predicting is either being true or exceeded what I thought. Nothing's been less than I thought. Scotland says it's hard to keep a safe 6-foot distance when trying to pass someone on some of these hiking trails like governor suggested going on. I know. We are lucky where I live, but it's been handled pretty well. That's good. Where do you live, Blue? I heard it was the end of September in China. Yeah. May well be. I don't know when the actual first case was. I know there was stuff happening. I know they knew stuff in November. What that was. Like something crawling. We already have 100K. Yeah, you've got how many? Nearly 250,000 cases. But you know what? I'm saying that you're going to, in 1 day, in about 9 days, you will have 100,000 new cases in 24 hours. Unfortunately, Crazy Chicken. That's assuming there's enough tests to be able to find all that. Julia, the British Chief Medical Officer said that the lung damage in survivors may increase the death rate after the outbreak has ended. Yeah. For everything I've seen is that those people that recover have permanent, long-term or permanent lung damage. 20%, 40%, 60%. So, like, you're we're screwed. So let's just for argument's sake, say 6 weeks from now, I get it. And I'm one of the lucky ones who doesn't need to go to hospital. Maybe I don't feel the best. I'm like, oh, and I recover. But I actually have 35% of lung damage. And then next winter, I get a flu that would normally just knock me around a little and then I recover. But because of the lung damage, that flu develops into pneumonia. And I have to go to hospital and go on a ventilator, and I don't survive because I've got lung damage, or because of the pollution that will come back, or whatever, or asthma. So who knows? Yeah, basically, we're screwed. To varying degrees, but I think one thing that'll help is hit that like button. Hit the like button. That was really random. Old people have been allowed to die in care homes in the USA. Are they isolated? Well, that's the weird thing. Like in this country, they still haven't shut down care homes, aged care facilities. If you're saying these people are the most vulnerable, why have you not shut them down to visitors? I guess they want these people gone. They're a drain when everything's about money. But you can't get tested unless you're admitted. I don't know what that is, but you don't need to be admitted here to be tested in places, which is good. I saw yesterday that they said Australia is the first country in the world to test 1% of its population. Which, I mean, I guess is good in the fact that we're finding more cases. I don't know why I went, Stuart, why? Because you have so many already, or they had it on board. Okay. How much longer do you think this will go on for? This pandemic? When you say go on for, do you mean when the pandemic is declared over, or it's okay, we can all get back to a normal life, whatever the hell that's going to be? If that's what you mean, I would say 18 months to 2 years would be my guess. 18 months to 2 years, I would say. Maybe Christmas next year. That would be my guess. Because two things have to happen. Vaccine or herd immunity. And neither is going to happen within the next 18 months, probably. Both of them won't happen for 18 to 24 months. So if we're locked down in this way, in this early stage, why would we still not be locked down in 12 months when, even if it's on the slide in 12 months, there's still going to be way more cases per day than there are now? But if you're talking about how much longer is this chat going to go, I don't know. When you've had enough of me, or when I need to go and do stuff. So I don't know. Hey people. Some people in the street when I'm out shopping don't do distancing properly. I have to swerve a lot, even into the road, but there's very little traffic on the side of the street, side roads. That's very difficult to. Yeah, I try not to go out much at all. Like, I think, like I'd said in some earlier chats, like a lot of people around the world were hoarding stuff, and you could say I was guilty of that, but I did it a month before anyone else did, so it didn't make any effect to the supply chain. Like I said, I saw this coming back in January, so I think it was end of January, beginning of February, like the 2nd of February, I went out and bought long life milk, flour, pasta, all these things. I did buy toilet paper, but I only bought 2 cartons. I'm like, yeah, that's enough. And then I was like, it's not. So the issue with stuff at the shops was everyone at once bought stuff. Luckily, I bought stuff beginning of February. I think people started buying stuff beginning of March or end of February. Maybe end of February, people started freaking out, I think. In Sao Paulo, call centers are open as essential businesses, and where I work, they're keeping distances. Well, that's good. Tennessee is good at that stuff, so it's crazy. Julia, they're testing stations being set up in the UK for NHS staff. Okay. What time is it there? Says Amy. It's 11:49 a.m. So nearly midday on, what's it, Friday today. Hit that like button, people. Got 40 likes. Let's try and get to 50 likes. And Gandalf, I'm in a meeting right now. We'll join later if you're still on. Sweet. Thanks for popping in anyway. Yeah, I'll be here later, but I don't know how later. Amy says, good morning. Does anyone know how to message Fish? Go Fish? Because he said, I sent you a message on YouTube Messenger, and I don't even know where that is. Like, there's nothing anywhere that I can see that has any sort of Facebook Messenger. The other thing is also, holy moly, man, hit that like button because there's a crazy amount of people disliking this video because they don't understand statistics. They don't understand that you can't get a death rate from people who have the virus who have tested positive because they haven't died yet and they haven't recovered yet. So you can't include them in a statistic of them dying or surviving. They're being included as they're surviving because they have it, and that doesn't make sense. So as I said earlier, you can only do recoveries and deaths because those are the only resolutions. Okay? You either live or you die. For everyone else who still has it, you're not part of the statistics of a death rate because you have not reached a resolution of this virus yet, which is why we're at 20%, which is unbelievably horrible. Where are we at? Amy, just like, thank you. Yeah, keep liking it. There's been a heap of dislikes because people just went 20%. Stop spreading rumors. No, it's statistics. And just because you don't understand and didn't want to wait to hear why, because that's like saying, me saying, oh, I tested positive for coronavirus today, but I'm going to survive. I'm not going to go in death rate because I'm going to live. Speak to me in 2 or 3 weeks and we'll find out if I'm alive or dead. That's when you go into the statistics of a death rate, not when you have it. It's when you're over it through either death or recovery. So, yeah. Tatiana, if it's something that can't be shown right away and someone goes to the stores to stock up on stuff, how do we know if we can all get it from people unknowingly having it? You can't. And you've still got in this country these stupid medical officers telling people don't wear masks, it's pointless. If you're symptomatic, stay home. What about all the people that have it, that don't know they have it, that are going to the shops? What about the people that will show symptoms in 5 days or 3 days that have it? That's why everyone who leaves the house should wear a mask. Because if you have the virus, but you have no symptoms, you are still contagious. That's what makes it so contagious. But they say you only need to wear it if you're symptomatic. And if you're symptomatic, stay home. If you're not, you can go to the shops, which is so dumb. For people who, that's why they say isolate for 2 weeks. because it can take up to 2 weeks for you to show symptoms that you have it, if you have it. So why would you go outside and not wear a mask when you may have had the virus for a week, not showing any symptoms? That's why everyone should wear a mask. But China bought up all the masks from around the world that they could. So we don't have any masks. And now they're selling it back to everyone and stockpiling it. I wear masks as precaution while I'm at grocery shopping and people look at me crazy. Keep wearing it, because you know what? What if in 5 days' time you start feeling ill and you get tested 2 days later and they say you've got the coronavirus? Well, you went to the shops with a mask and that reduced you spreading it to other people. That's why you wear a mask. They say only wear a mask if you've got it. But stay home if you can. But you don't know if you've got it for a while. No one gets it and goes, oh. And people can't just stay home. People don't have 12 months supply of everything. I don't know if anyone can hear that, but I'm hearing that a lot lately. Can't hear it now. It's in the distance, sirens. New Orleans Saints coach Peyton has been getting over. Oh, jeez, Louise. I'm definitely going to make wearing a mask in public. I still can't believe some experts are saying don't wear a mask. It's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. Not a waste of time. So what about Mexico? I haven't heard anything from Mexico. Neither have I. But I mean, I can only go by the statistics here. And right now, Mexico, according to the statistics, have nearly 1,400 cases. They had 163 new ones today. 37 have died. 8 more in 24 hours. 35 have recovered. Which, if you go by those statistics, but they're too early to get a true thing. You really need to have more total cases. But by that, you'd have about a 50% death rate versus recovery. But it's, like I said, it's way too early to put that number out there. You probably need at least 10,000 cases to see a better indicator. And you get a better indicator as time goes on. But yeah, India's going to start to climb, even though they've been in lockdown. It's, you know, you can be in lockdown all you want. You're still going to get a number of people that have to go out who don't know they have it, or that don't have it, and maybe wear a mask and maybe wear gloves and go and touch something that has the virus on it. Then the virus is on their gloves, and they keep touching things, and then they get back to their car and they open their car door, and then they put their hands on their steering wheel. You know, then they get home and they take their gloves off, and then they open or close their car door. Then it's on their hand, scratch their face. It's so easy to spread. I had a stomach bug a few days back. I don't know where I got that stomach bug. I've been wearing gloves. I've been washing my hands 4,000 times a day. I've been doing everything. It still didn't stop me getting a stomach bug. You know, that a few other people in the house sort of got. Not as bad as me, but, you know, it's like, honestly, there's not much you can do. The only way that I could close to guarantee, the only way I can guarantee that no one in my house will get this is if from this day, assuming none of us have it, is from this day forward, none of us leaves the house at all. We don't take a delivery from the postman or a courier. We don't take a delivery of food. We just stay inside and we do not come into contact with anything or anyone. And we eat and drink everything in the house, and that is it. And that is not possible. You still have to get a delivery from the mail. You still need to go out, even if you can stay home for a week or a month. You still have to go out to get some food or get it delivered or whatever. There's still contact. No one, or virtually no one, who can work from home or has lost their job can sit at home for a year and consume everything you've got. There's not enough to do that. Mitch says, how are you? Are you mental stable? I don't know if you're talking to me. Do you mean mentally stable? Or are you saying, am I mental or am I stable? Tatiana, what tips do you have for someone who is a truck driver and doesn't always have the luxury of stopping to wash their hands, especially with the antibacterial products being limited? Take some in the car, have some baby wipes if you can, make your own. If you can't, I will be uploading it. I haven't done it yet, but because I don't want to feel like I'm sort of cashing in, but I think stuff that I want to help people to make your own, like alcohol-free. If you want to make an alcoholic hand sanitizer, get rubbing alcohol stuff. It needs to be like 70%, 60, 70, 80% at least. You can't use 40% vodka. It's not good enough. But you can use things from witch hazel, or like I've got aloe vera plants, so you can use the gel from that, and you can use witch hazel and various essential oils are good. They're antibacterial, antifungal, all these different ones. All these things together, that would be the best thing. Get a little pump action jar thing. Put all these ingredients together. I'll do a couple of different types of videos maybe next week with something like that. And make it yourself. Take it with you in the truck, and wipe everything down. Wash your hands, and then go on your thing. And when you touch anything foreign, after you've touched it, do all that before you touch the door and all the rest of it. And that's about as good as you can do, I would say. You can wash with soap. Doesn't have to be antibacterial. Well, I mean, if it's a virus, soap can easily trash it if it's on your hands. Yeah, I mean, if you've got soap, you can use soap in your truck. That's always good. I just assumed that there was no option to use soap. But yeah, soap's better by washing it like properly. Getting in here, doing all this, and doing the thumbs, like everything for. They say 20 seconds. I do it like a minute, because by washing a lot, it actually takes I can't remember what the layer's called, but it takes the top layer of this filmy stuff that's on your skin, which is where the virus sits, and it washes it off with the virus, is what I have read from all the scientific literature. But I can only go by that. If another mod comes in, I'm going to take a shower. Crazy chicken. Okay, cool. Yeah, there aren't many mods. I might have to start getting a few new mods in here. Because there aren't actually that many. There is someone I would like to make a mod. He's been here for a while. He's been to all the new chats that I have complete trust in. So I'm going to make this person a mod. And there we go. We've got a new mod. What is that? So what hair salons and nail bars is that have been shut in the UK? Oh. Okay, I'm going to get 60% or higher, the better. I suppose. Well, yeah, alcohol. Yep, yeah. Wasn't sure if it was at least 60, but yeah, 60%. Not easy to get at the moment. But yeah, if you can get that, yeah, just do what Amy says. If you can get 60% or higher, yeah, and if you don't have aloe vera plants, get the aloe vera gel if you can get that. Yep, that's right. And because I don't have any alcohol and can't find any rubbing alcohol or anything, I will do a couple of videos with non-alcoholic ones, which, I don't know, I guess. Julia, learn to style your own hair and do your own nails. Well, I'll tell you what, I've been a nail biter my whole life. And since these have stopped biting my nails, I'm like, my nails are getting so long, I'm cutting myself. And as you can see, I'm styling my own hair. What's left of it. But, you know, thanks you guys. I've been on the hunt for aloe vera gel, but that is out stores as well. I have alcohol. I don't know. So this Roberta, I'm guessing, is the same as the one before. So it's like, get a grip. Yeah. Wonderland. If you can't stay inside, keep your hands clean with alcohol gel with 70% not touching anything, and clean the hands with soap properly. Very good thing. Yeah. Myron, your favorite Dutch cosmologist is in the house. Hey, Myron, I haven't seen you for yonks. Soda says bots. Hot barrage. Yeah, people hit that like button. Let's try and get it as close to 100 as possible, because a lot of people disliked this video because they couldn't understand statistics. And anyone who thinks that the World Health Organization has any credibility, you're kidding yourself. They were part of this problem. I mean, they still tell you how much sugar you should have in your diet every day, and it's dangerous. They're just bought off and corrupt like anyone else. I think the best person to listen to is me. Forget everyone else. Oh man, we certainly need the what do you call it? The mods right now for this person who keeps coming back with all these things, just saying stuff like, Julia, there are lots of cleaning products you can clean your house with that will kill it. Yeah, white vinegar can be good for stuff. Wash your banknotes and loose change, not lose change. Yes. Good grief! I'm nervous. I'm going to accidentally hide a good person. Well, it'll be the same sort of profile pic, saying the same rubbish. You'll be right, and if not, you can always unbalandun them. All right, so let's see if there's been any updates. All right, so that 24 hours is finished. Let's have a look. That 24-hour period. Ooh, oh, there you go. It's just spiffing. Okay, Eric says, your video on how to make a giant gummy baby. Where did you get that mold to make the giant gummy baby? Okay, let me just have a look. I thought that I had a link. I thought I had a link in the video where I got it from. So let me just go to the video and have a look and see if there's a link. Wow, that video is 8 years old now. Yep. This is where I bought the mold from. That's a link in the description. Although it's an 8-year-old link, so whether if you can still get it there, I'm just clicking on the link to see. That looks like the website's totally changed now. Let me just. Okay, it's a completely different website, so that link is no longer relevant at all. Wow. That's shows you how things change, I guess. So I don't know now. Look, honestly, your best place is probably just eBay. Go on eBay, type in, giant baby mold, gummy baby mold, whatever, and I'll probably find it on there. I might even, while I'm here, just have a quick look. See what, oh, there she is again. This person's hilarious. So this says all the dislikes are the ignorant people who didn't want to have an open mind. Yeah, and you don't even need to have an open mind. All you have to do is look at the statistics. That you can't get a death rate from someone who still has it. You can't assume that every single person who's tested positive who still has the virus is going to live, because they won't. And that's how they get their death rate of 5.22%. That's from every case. You can't get it from every case. You can only get it from resolved cases. Recovered, dead. That's it. Everything else is just waiting to become that statistic. I tried to find on Amazon, but couldn't find it. I'll have a look on eBay. Can't find. Maybe you can't buy that kind of stuff. It doesn't look like it's easy to find at all. Where are we at? Almost timed them out. I'm so glad you have common sense, Jason. Be proud of that in this day and age. Yeah, it's just 3M, the respirator mask maker company here in the US, is shipping much needed supplies to other countries to the highest bidder. Well, I guess they haven't realized that the world has changed and you need to look after your own. Unless, of course, is that an American company? I mean, I know they're a mask maker in the US, but are they an American company, though? I'm pretty sure that Trump can direct companies what they have to do. It's like a war thing that who was it that first put it in? Was it I think it was Truman. Truman, I think. It's a thing that in times of war and stuff that you can enact some emergency bill that allows you to dictate to companies what you need to do, that you now have to convert. Because I remember during the war, I can't remember who it was, if it was Revlon or someone who made all those lipsticks. They converted their company to make casings for bullets. Then there were other companies that car makers were directed to make tanks and all these other things. So and that's a law that you can enact. So I don't know if or why Trump hasn't done that yet, because you can call it a war, whatever you want. It's countries have to rely on themselves as much as possible right now, that whatever you've got, you make it, you convert, you change these companies that can make stuff, if you've got it there, into whatever. Jason, do you have a link to find that mold that you used? No, I don't. I clicked on the link where I bought it from, that I put in the video 8 years ago, and it took me to a completely different website. So that doesn't exist anymore, or they don't sell it anymore. They may have just changed what they sell. So, wait a minute, let me just, where is it? Because the website's just, let me see if they've got a search. Search, okay. Search for products. I'll type in mold without a U, see what comes up. Then I'll type in mold with a U, and this is a UK website. I don't remember it being a UK website. They're selling coffee mugs and unicorn candle. That's a pretty cool candle. It's a hatching unicorn candle. It's like this rainbow candle, and there's a unicorn inside. It's interesting. Yeah, this website's totally different. Totally different. Yeah, totally different. Amy, you have type 2 diabetes. Well, I guess now's the time to. It's like for smokers. There was never a better time to stop smoking. Type 2 diabetes, probably never a better time to eat healthy, go low carb, stay away from the carbs as much as possible. It causes inflammation, and the sugar and carbs is what things like cancers feed on, and stuff. Get your good gut bacteria doing well. Get vitamin D, C, zinc, iodine, which is good. Just bombard your body with stuff and do low carb if you're able to. Prepare your body as much as you can. Have you watched a movie recently that you can recommend? I don't recall watching any movies recently. I have been watching, which is really, like they say, fact is stranger than fiction, and it couldn't be more true in the case of this documentary that I've been watching on Netflix called The Tiger King. It's just ridiculous, and I think we're about halfway through episode 6. It's just unbelievable. I totally recommend it. Like, totally recommend watching The Tiger King if you haven't seen it. It's just, it starts off and it's like, yeah, okay. Then episode 2, you're like, oh, okay, this is starting to get a little. And then by episode 3, you're like, holy moly. And like, oh, it's just, are you sick? No, I'm good, because I was sniffing. No, I've just got a little bit of post-nasal drip. I'm just trying to clear it. Is there a way that I can make half a batch of that marshmallow cake? Yeah. Halve the ingredients and you'll get half. Imagine toasting the marshmallow cake. That'd be awesome. Just the marshmallow cake, and then you get like a giant, like a Jedi sword and then stick it in a roaring fire. That'd be pretty cool. Julia, the Chinese have a history of being racist towards other countries' minorities in their own countries, so it's not a surprise they've taken all the masks they could. I think the thing I saw today was that they've stockpiled 2 billion masks. I just want to see if that's still yet. Oh, China faces reckoning over virus lies. China has hit back hard at accusations it lied about the scale. Oh, good grief, you lied big time. What are you, just trying to save face? You have no face left to save. China has already been accused with plenty of evidence of trying to cover up the threat of the virus when it first emerged in Wuhan. That allowed the disease to spread for too long and robbed other countries of precious time they could have used to prepare. Yeah, no itchay. I don't know what world this is going to be in 2 years' time, but it's, unless China takes advantage of this, there's going to be a very different world for them as well. Because I think a lot of people are not going to want to deal with them anymore. We'll see. Yeah, I can't remember what I was looking for now. The Premier of New South Wales is a twit as well. She says, "I'm upset. Gladys defends virus debacle. New South Wales Premier Gladys Stinky Bum has clashed with radio host Ben Fordham and defended her state's handling of the cruise ship issue, where 2 weeks ago she let a cruise ship dock and disembark, and hundreds of people from that cruise ship were infected. There's nothing to defend." What was I going to look up? Remember I said, I saw this thing and I'll see if it's there. I've totally forgotten what it was I was trying to find. It was some article that I'd seen. Yeah, I don't know, I've forgotten. I just gave you a great idea, Jason. Did you? I'm definitely gonna try to limit my sugar intake. Yeah, sugar's not good. Even if you don't have type 2 diabetes, sugar's just not good because it will feed so much bad stuff in you, in your gut, it's just not good. And I get it. I like to have sugar sometimes. It tastes good. Releases endorphins. So yeah, but I mean, there's things you can eat. Like I generally, like, it's 20 past 12. I haven't eaten yet. I don't eat before 1 o'clock anymore. I only have 2 meals a day. And things like to avoid, if you can, like make a massive difference, is just stay away from bread and pasta. I mean, there's a lot of carbs even in milk, but like if you just have some milk and a coffee, you might only be having 4 or 8 carbs. And it's tough because then you can have a banana and you go, well, banana's got potassium and it's good for you, but then one banana could have 35 grams of sugar in it. And you're like, but it's different type of sugar, and your body deals with it in a different way than if you've got a chocolate bar with the same amount of sugar. Because in the banana, it's like a slow release. There's different types, there's fructose and all these different things. Kenneth says, "Did you just ban me from your live stream or something, Jason?" No, you're still here. I don't know. I don't ban. I've got mods that do that, but no, you're here as far as I can see. How should we as an international community hold China accountable for their covering up of the virus? Oh, I think it's quite simple. I think when this is all over, the whole world, without putting sanctions on them, put sanctions on them by just everyone goes, you know what? We've been in this, because we're going to be in this situation for a year or two. And we're going to have to be self-reliant. We're going to have to start building factories and making stuff and converting stuff and doing our own stuff. Start relying on ourselves more. Stop paying all the executives billions of dollars across the board on ridiculous salaries and bonuses. And then they're not as reliant on the money from us, and we don't rely on them so much. Now, there are things, particularly in electronics, that are mined from China, that are mined from North Korea in particular, who sell to China. That would be difficult to do without. But like, for example, I was talking about, not paying executives so much. We'd have more money for stuff in our own countries. And it's pretty much been, I know it's been particularly America, but I'd say it's across the board in a lot of countries that are like America, like here in the UK, where airlines are like collapsing after days and weeks. They're like, oh, well, the reason a lot of these airlines don't have money is they make big profits, right? Airlines. And what they did, I can't remember what it's called, but what the airlines did was they have the CEO and the CFO and all these executives going down, and they all have in their contracts these egregious bonuses that when the stocks in their company reach a certain level, it triggers those bonuses. Now, in order to trigger those bonuses, what these airlines have done is when they have a lot of money, they go and buy up their own stock. So they buy up their own stock, which then pushes the value of their stock up, which then triggers those executives' bonuses. And then they pay them those bonuses. That was a deliberate thing. And now they're asking for billions of dollars from the governments to bail them out. You should just die. These businesses should die for doing that. New ones will come up, and I think hopefully people won't be so greedy. Elizabeth B. My aunt recently found out she had the coronavirus. This is day 15, but she's getting better. At least during this hard time, Mother Nature can heal. Excellent. That's great to hear that she's getting better. Because day 15 is a dangerous day. It's around the 2-week mark that people start dying or recovering a lot of the time. And I'm very happy to hear that she's recovering. Very happy. Elizabeth, I hope she gets better. Yeah, me too. 65 likes. Excellent. For those people who haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button, because I'd like to try and get to 100 likes for this video today. I reckon that would be pretty okay. Yeah, where are we? Oh, man. So I'm going to change that, and if can I somehow change it? Just give me a sec, guys. Let me see if I can change. Ooh. Using video to pause the video design. And I go next. Okay, I've never done this before. That'll do. Oh, nearly done, guys. Just changing a couple of things. That looks pretty good. Um, 100 likes equals marshmallow bread. No, I think 200 likes. It's 200 likes for marshmallow bread and 100 people in the chat. But if we get to 100 likes, maybe I'll just say, yeah, I'll make marshmallow bread. Oh, Amy Williams, $2. Thank you very much. I don't know what to say. Thank you very, very much for giving up some of your hard-earned money to help me. I don't do this for money, but if people want to donate, I will accept it. It'll help me out big time. So thank you very much, Amy. Where are we up to? Do you know if schools in Australia are closed? No, they're open. I mean, some private schools and that have gone, no, we're shut, but no, schools are open. But and preschools, and they're all open, daycare. We took our kids out, though, last week, and we're homeschooling. Everything's online, and they use Zoom. Like in the morning, my daughter logs in with her teacher and who's in her class still, and everyone at home, they all log in together and they do a roll call and they say hi, and they do a thing called mindfulness every day. Hold on, guys. Yes, darling? You need some lipsticks. Oh, you get a lipstick, darling. Oh, look at your hair. You've been brushing it. Hi, darling. They saw you. Oh, no. Better run. All right. So they log on in the morning. They spend about probably 40 minutes, 45 minutes talking and stuff, and they do this thing which they would do at school anyway, but they do it here. They do a thing called mindfulness. They log on in the afternoon as well and talk, and they do more mindfulness, and they ask how you're feeling out of 10 and talk about their feelings. That's something they do at this school anyway, but they're doing it now at home, which is really good that they still do it. Ayla's been doing work, and because at her school they do 2 hours of sport every day, we're trying to keep up her activity level. And it can be anything. We've got all these things where the school's given us things like YouTube videos where they do like burpees and star jumps and push-ups and all these cardio exercises and whatever, and we do a little bit of that, and we do a thing called cosmic yoga. But keeping active can be anything. So they've been doing about an hour a day of Just Dance. They love that, and it's pretty active, so it's pretty cool. Amy says you're very welcome. Well, thank you. No, I do appreciate it. Like, these times are tough for all of us, including me. And to give you an idea, my views on YouTube in the last couple of weeks or so have doubled. Right? That sounds really good. Yet the money has actually dropped because I'm guessing there's more people at home watching, but there's not as much money from advertisers out there because a lot of places just aren't existing or don't have the resources anymore. So so I'm in a situation where I'm struggling more. So sorry, I don't want to harp on it, but that $2 might seem like, well, it's $2, but that's milk. That's a milk for 2 days. So that helps. Wonderland, she's cute. Oh, Willow, yeah, little Willow. She turned 5 at the end of February. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. My wife's homeschooling at the moment, doing what they need to do. And this is my work. This is me working, even though I'm not getting paid for it. Well, no, sorry, I got $2, and you know, I guess there will be ads on this. YouTube will put ads on it, and if people click on those ads, I make money. But I did upload a new video this morning in case anyone, I don't know, wants to see it, hasn't seen it, has any interest in seeing it. I mean, to be honest, I'm not overly fussed. But for those who want to see a keto meal, there it is. It's homemade keto grilled watermelon salad. I don't know why I'm talking in that accent, but anyway. Oh, I'll just reply to that person's comment because I try to reply to everyone's comments if I can. So, back is a bit sore, I have to say. What am I up to? Let's see where I'm up to with comments. Hey Brenda, hello Jason. Hope all is well with you and the family. Thank you. Yeah, we're well. I hope you're well too. And everything. I can't remember what part of the USA you're in. Are you in? I'm trying to think, like Texas. Am I right in thinking that? Jeez, my leg's going numb. Michael says, "Oh my God, my little sister loves you. Also, we have been watching you for about 8 years. Family loves you." Thanks, Michael. That's awesome. What's your little sister's name? If she's there, I'll say hi to her. Indianapolis just went to the online schooling, only starting on the 13th. Interesting. Yeah, and you know what I was thinking today? I wonder, because you know right now, you've got sore throat, cough, any sort of symptoms that seem like a cold that may well just be a cold, you can't go out. No. I wonder if in like 2 years from now, 3 years from now, this is all over, it's behind us, as in this particular pandemic, because there's more things are going to happen. I wonder if the new law will be like 2.5 years from now, you have a sore throat, a cold, or whatever, you do not go to school or work. That is the new norm. Everything is set up for online learning and for as much online working as possible, that you've got a sore throat, a cough, or anything, any sort of flu, cold, anything, symptoms like that, you must stay at home for 2 weeks, and everything is all ready to go for you to continue to work or learn. I wonder if that's how the world's going to be in that respect. I believe it will, because I think this is going to muck around with people's psyches for decades. But how could you, when this is all over, in 2 or 3 years from now, get a cold and go to work? Everyone's still going to be like, you know, what if this is still corona? Have you been vaccinated? What if this is a new strain coming out? What if this is something else? I wonder if that's how it'll be. I reckon it could well be. I mean, I think you'll find that because kids get sick all the time, I think if that's the case, you'll find that school kids spend a third of their time at home learning. Michael, please see my comment. Let me go up. Oh my gosh, yeah, I did. I read it. Oh, but maybe you wrote that before I read it. Yeah, if your little sister's there, Michael, tell me what her name is, and I'll say hi and wave to her. Amy, please let us help out with expenses for this lovely family. It's brought us a lot of laughs and entertainment over the past several years. I love the huge gummy bear molds. Well, thank you, Amy. Yeah, I don't ask, but of course I would appreciate it. Like I said, you know, things aren't easy for me. They haven't been for a long time, but you know, you plug along, you do what you do, and you survive if you can, and you know, everything helps. Whether if that's a $2 donation here or there or whatever, or just getting out and eating a beetle instead of buying food. Not that I'm saying I'm going to eat a beetle. Tatiana, what do you think about bandanas used for masks since there is a shortage? I'd do it. I mean, what I've read is that they're only about 50% effective, but I'll take 50% over nothing. It can't hurt, can it? It's going to stop something from coming out. It's going to stop something from coming in. But look, okay. I have bandanas that I use because I don't have face masks because you can't get them. Although when there were still face masks available, I did buy. I did buy 5. So there was one for each of us in the family before I understood, what you really needed. Oh, wait a minute, this isn't how you wear that. This isn't going to help me. Unless I put in a snorkel, seal it up, and go to myself that way. But anyway, this isn't how I wear this when I go out to the shops. I do wear it. Like it covers, the thing is it covers your neck and all the way up to here. Now, if I could, I'd cut 2 little holes in it for my eyes, but then I think that's probably going a bit far. Actually, I really like this. This is really, I think I've found myself a new look. What do you reckon, guys? Is this a new look for me? Well, it's a new look. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Brenda, Pennsylvania, Jason made keto carrot cupcakes today. They turned out to be really yummy. That sounds really good. And that was like, because I've been doing keto for not for a long time. I've been doing it for about, let me have a look. Yeah, so I've been doing keto for, since the 29th of January, when I weighed myself then, and I'm doing keto. So what's that? Like 2 and a bit months, like probably 9 weeks. So in 9 weeks, let me see how much I've lost doing keto. Without being like psychotic about it, I have the odd day where I go, so in about 9 weeks, since the 29th of January, I've lost 11.8 kilos, which you guys probably don't know what that is. 11.8 kilos in pounds. I've lost 26 pounds in about 9 weeks, 8.5, 9 weeks, probably 9 weeks doing keto. So sorry guys, I'm missing comments, but I'll try to catch up. Tatiana said that's a good idea. We definitely need to amp up the rules and regulation of what needs to be, since how everything is now. This pandemic is a wake-up call for sure to be prepared. It is. It's a wake-up call for governments to be. Maybe I won't wear this anymore. No, now it looks like I'm religious. That's better. No. There we go. No, looks weird. That's better. I reckon that's a good look for me. So anyway, I don't know why I'm wearing this. Hit the like button, people. I don't know why I did. An interesting fact for those who don't know, maybe a lot of you don't know who the Wiggles are. Australian kids. They're a group. They sing and dance and do all the rest of it. They've been around for 20 odd years. They do this, like they go in all the photos and videos with the kids. You know why they do that? That's why, so no one can accuse them of touching anyone's kids. They go, we never touched your kids. Our fingers and hands are up here doing this. That's why they do it. Keeps their hands away so no one can accuse them of anything. Very clever. It's like if you're not that way inclined, you don't want to be accused of anything. So when you're working around kids all the time, keep your hands away. Like, legs going nuts. If it makes you happy and safe, then wear it. up front before I said LOL. I'm back, guys. What's on Jason's head? Bandana. It's a bandana I wear when I go to the shops, so to try to reduce, in case I happen to have it. That's my main reason for actually wearing it, is that in case I happen to have it and don't know yet, then I'm less likely to spread it. But I do wear it over my face, not on my head. Although I could wear this one on my head and this one that goes up to there, bring it down, and you know what? I just realized if I wear it the way I'm going to look like this. I was going to say I'm going to look like a ninja, but I don't think I will. My old sister is an RNBSN and she's on the keto diet. What's an RNBSN? Really naughty, bitchy, smelly nincompoop? I don't know. Reliable, nanny, belching, silly nouns? You have to tell me. Nicholas, yo, hey Nick. Felix Price, I watched The Wiggles as a kid. I think a lot of us did. Well, I didn't. They started when I was already an adult. I'm good. I can even Cameo Ninja. I just washed my face and applied calamine lotion. Hopefully it'll start helping take effect soon. I might have to wear a mask while shopping tomorrow so no one sees my face. But there you go. Oh. My stomach's going because it knows that, like, I feel like my stomach's like a dog that it starts to it knows that it's getting ready for being fed. I normally feed it between 1 and 2. So where are we up to? 78. So hit that like button. We're trying to get to 100 likes, people. Hit that like button. Registered nurse and Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Ah, okay. So the thing was that, let me go back. Your older sister, right? She's a registered nurse and a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Awesome. That's great. Also, scary, I guess, for her right now. Yeah, it's like first we had the fires here, and you couldn't say enough good stuff about these people and the volunteers putting their lives at risk to save whatever they could for months and months and months. And now it's like we're in that situation with nurses and healthcare workers at the front line. Hold on, guys. What do you want, darling? You want to look in the mirror? Ooh. Ooh. All right, you're finished now? Because, well, if you want, no, we're not jumping on the bed, darling. All right, time for you to skedaddle. Do you want to take? Oh, yours is the yellow one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that yours? Okay, well then leave it. Okay, well you need to leave in a sec, okay? Because I'm in the middle of. What is that?
Wow.
When's the 6th? Must be Monday. Right, darling, can you go now, sweetie, so I can continue chatting and going meow to people? Tatiana. Oh, Tatiana. So good to see you again. Have a good night, day, guys. Thanks for the tips. Everyone stay safe. You're welcome. Cosmo, what's up, man? Not a lot. Speak time. Willow, get out. All right, little monkey. Come on. Time to go. No, right. I'm going to have to drag you and throw you out the window. Oh no! People are going to see you. Ah! All right, well. Ah! South Francis depends if she can be safe enough to volunteer in New York. In New York, and doing room and board with upwards of $200 an hour. My sister was a fist. My sister was a first responder in California for a few days because of the COVID-19. Crazy chicken, haha. Let's. Oh man, she must have done a stink as I was carrying her, and then it stayed. Oh. Wow, I've been doing this chat for an hour and 45 minutes. Oh. Well, there you go, laddie. She tooted? I think so. I think it was one of those silent but deadly ones. No, you're not coming back. You just came in. Oh. What, darling? Okay, you want to say a quick hello? There we go. You say hi? Are you going to do a stink? Am I going to tickle you?
Yeah.
Little Scarly. Oh, you're showing everyone that. Yeah. Here's your ouchie. Almost gone. She fell down the stairs the other day and hurt her head. Then she fell on the driveway and scraped her knee. And her, I think, her shoulder too, didn't you? Ooh, let's have a look. Everyone's saying hello.
Look. And they're also showing that.
Is there something there?
Yeah.
Who is it?
That.
Oh.
Game.
That game. Is that Monopoly?
Yeah. Ellie's first game she got.
Ayla's first game she got. Is it Monopoly or Crabopoly?
You know which one?
Monopoly.
Yeah.
Crabopoly is a Simpsons thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like the Simpsons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like Crabopple?
No.
Do you like a poo or a wee? Nothing. Well, uh-oh. I think there might be a tickle. There's a tickle coming in. There's another tickle. There's another. And another. All right, little Magoo. You go now, and I'll finish this. Do you want me to come out soon so we can have a play? Or can I eat your arm? I'm hungry. I need to eat your arm. Let me eat your arm. You're a silly Magoo.
How would I can see my butt?
Oh, we don't want people to see your butt. Oh no. Aren't you wearing? Oh no, there's no undies on. Oh no, you're a nudie bum under the dress. All right, little Magoo bum. All right, you go, and I'll be out soon. Take your bum with you. Don't leave your bum here, and don't do any stinkies. Oh, I'm gonna. Bye, bum. Oh, jeez. Oh. All right. There you go. So, I don't know what I've missed. I got a bit distracted by Scarlett, so yeah. Julia. Hello again, my signal crashed. Oh, okay. Well, welcome back. Welcome back, Cotter. People, don't forget to hit the like button. We're getting close to 100. Remember, we get to 100. I'm going to make marshmallow bread. In 15 years, she's going to hate that this video is out there. Maybe. Probably. Amy says precious. Thank you. So you saw Willow, you saw Scarlett, and there's still Ayla, but I don't know what she's doing. She might be doing, schoolwork or something. So there's Ayla. So that was Ayla flipping her lid. Sounds like she was telling them to basically be quiet. So I think she's trying to do work and something's going on, and she's like, yeah. Going to be 19 in London this weekend. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know. Here it's not that warm. It's humid, but I would guess that it's probably only about 26 here at the moment, Celsius. But she angry? Oh yeah. Really appreciating these live feeds. Well, thank you. I'm why not? I mean, a lot of us are just stuck at home, and I got stuff to do and whatever. But why not? I'm going to try and do at least 3 of these a week. Why not? Catch up, say hi, see how everyone's going. Why not? Why not? Julia, that's a huge scream. Sure was. We was not up to 18 here then in translation. Not really sure what you mean, but Well, there you go, laddie. Wow, nearly 2 hours. I'll probably just do this chat for maybe another 10 minutes or something, and then I'll give my wife a bit of a break from the kids. I don't know. Sounds like they've been pretty good up until just 5 minutes ago, and everything, all hell's breaking loose, I think. And I'm going to need to eat. I wish I could donate some of my plasma. Yeah, I haven't donated for a while. I mean, in my whole life, I've probably donated blood. I don't know, maybe 25 times or so. Plasma, I've probably donated plasma maybe 3 or 4. That one's a lot. Doing the plasma is a lot tougher than doing the blood, for me. I'll say what you're saying is it's 64 for the degrees, like 64 Fahrenheit is basically around 18 Celsius. Yeah, so they get along okay. They get along really well, but they also fight as well. So it's there's 3 of them. They're on top. They're on top of each other in a house. We're all stuck together. 3-year-old doesn't have schoolwork she has to do. Willow's, finally at preschool, so she doesn't really have much to do. We give her some things, but Ayla has stuff to do, and it's tough. And one has to do some schoolwork, the other one wants to play, and we try. I don't know. It's just so. At some point, I'm going to have to go out there soon, and I might put on Just Dance for them, get them doing some activity for maybe an hour, and I'll have something to eat. Marlene, I don't recommend donating any part of your temple. What? Here? Up front, you got it. Yeah. Okay, sweet. But I'm afraid of blacking out because I'm not used to having blood drawn from me. Huh. So you'll be on. Even if you did it, you're on a bed. You got nurse there. Julia says, I can't donate. I'm full of painkillers for my arthritis. Mm. Well, don't want to be donating blood then, or plasma. Meme Lord. Hi, Meme Lord. Crazy says, hey, Jason, video idea, how to make lollipops. I wonder. That sounds weird. Um, I'm just checking if I've made it. I've made gummy pops. Yeah, I'd need to get some sort of molds for it, but like that's pretty easy. It's just like candied sugar, just hardened, and you're done. It's like when I did that video, the Breaking Bad video, dressed as Heisenberg, and I did the, turned it blue. It looked like meth. It was meth. It's the same thing, pretty much. I thought the temple was the soft spot by your eyes. Yeah, here. Well, not here. Here. That's your temple. Ow. It doesn't look like we're going to get any more new likes. Guys, if you haven't, hit the like button, because when I get to 100 likes, I'm going to make, well, not just make, I'm going to invent marshmallow bread. Whatever that is. Tracy, I homeschool my teenage son since COVID. Having my twins home is no issue. Oh my God, sounds like they've been fighting for the last 10 minutes. Something's going on. I think it has corn syrup. Oh my God. You can get lollipop molds online. I'll have to check that out. I have made that Wonderland. Burigudero. Let me find it. Uh, Let's try to find it. Bet you never expected I'd say I'd already made that. Here we go. There you go. There's my recipe of brigadeiro. Brigadeiro. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but that's how I say it. Kitsun's Wonderland. That's really like bizarre that you said that, which is quite random. A thing that I know that I've actually made on my channel. So that link there takes you to it. Marlene, your body is a temple. I was going to say that, but if you're John Mayer, it's a wonderland. So up front says I have a fear of vomiting. Who doesn't have a fear of vomiting? Hope says hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, hit that like button, people. Let's get to 100 so I make the marshmallow bread. When are you going to make that video on how to make cinnamon apple chips? Oh, I don't know. I got to wait for things to die down a little bit where I can do it, and I need good lighting. It's been really dull and a bit rainy recently. Even today, it's humid, warmish, but it's cloudy. Oh, a lot of people disliked. They didn't like my statistics. Without hearing anything, you miss wrong, brother. No, not. Hey, hello there. Greetings from Germany. Welcome. Light love. Thanks, Marlene. Still got your cold. That's not good. I consider mine a grandiose palace. Dina. Hello. Hey, Dina. How are you going? Can you say hello to the people in Minnesota, Eric? Sure can. Hey, for anyone out there watching this who's from Minnesota, how are you going? And stay safe. And hit that like button. Let's get to 100. I bet your country needs the rain. Oh yeah, we still. I mean, I've had enough. I'd like things to dry a little bit in the yard, but a lot of the rain isn't enough or hasn't fallen where it needs to. I hope my family's healthy, happy. We're good at the moment. We're pretty good. So yeah. I can't believe I've been watching you since your bubblegum recipe. Jeez, that's ages ago, isn't it? Let's have a look. Now, gee. Yeah, I won't be able to do this chat much longer. It's back's hurting sitting here for this long. My legs have been numb for half an hour. It's not good. Blum blum blum. The bubblegum 7 years ago. I don't know exactly when it says 7, but it'll say 7 up until the day of 8. Okay, January 2013, 17 million views. Well. There you go. Can you say Minnesota in a funny voice? Minnesota? Is that funny? Yes, it was a year before my car wreck, so 7 years plus. Wow. Jeez, hopefully you didn't get hurt, too badly hurt. People can work, so they're just stockpiling like crazy. People can't work. Well, squad, I'm going to go rest. Hopefully my face won't get itchy in the middle of the night. Adios. I love Hope's random comments. Oh, where are we? Sorry, that probably seems weird. I can smell something, like something yummy. Maybe something's being made. It smells sweet, but I don't know. Someone in the UK got told off by the police for buying Easter eggs. Why? What does it matter if you buy? You can buy anything you want in the store. They go probably because it's not essential. Well, you don't friggin' get to decide what's essential. You know, milk is essential to someone. Someone who's lactose intolerant milk's not essential. You know, maybe in one household, Easter eggs are essential because they want to keep a tradition going and give a little bit of normality to their young kids. Maybe they just want to have some chocolate and have a treat and feel good for 5 minutes. How about that? Yeah? Eric, have you seen the movie The Great Outdoors with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd? Oh, yes, I have. Geez, that was funny. Jace, did you remember the signed piece of paper? No, I didn't. I remember now. Send me your address again. But, I mean, is this something you really want during the pandemic, that risking that I could potentially... You know what? I know what I'll do is I'll do it. I'll put it in an envelope and I'll just keep it here for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So that way, if I don't get corona in that time, we know that I don't have it when I did all that. Probably the best thing you can think of. Chocolate gives you energy. To me, olives and pesto I got last week are essential. I think any type of food is essential. Like pasta's not essential if you want to be, a stickler, but maybe it's essential just to have something to eat that's going to be cheap. So anything's essential. If what's essential to someone isn't essential to another. So, I don't see why any police should be, chastising anyone for whatever. The old 69 from the Great Outdoors. Okay, I'll send it by Twitter. Twitter? Yeah, if I find it, I don't know how Twitter works anymore. I mean, I'll go crazy too. Oh my god. Now I'm hungry for steak. Oh. Well, I'm hungry because I haven't eaten today, so I need to do something. I don't know what I'm going to eat. Maybe I'll just have, I don't know. Oh, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind if my wife's making it, sun choy bao, because we stocked up on mince, so we've been making a lot of sun choy bao with cos lettuce. So easy, cheap, and fills you because of the fat. People are all into buying, the 5-star beef, pay twice as much as the 2-star because it's full of fat. The fat's good for you in it. It fills you up as well. There's still plenty of protein. Oh, the cheapest meat I buy is chicken livers. Extremely good for you. I can't say I've tried chicken livers, so I probably shouldn't have mock vomited. I mean, I've tried different livers, and livers, it's just like pate, but I don't know. You should make that new coffee that's been going around, that's like foam. I don't know what that is. Okay, thanks, Hope. Random. What new coffee? Sooner says, you have COVID-19. No, I don't. Unless that's a question mark. If that's a question, and you didn't put that question mark. Mean Lord says who? I don't know what's happening. All right, I'm going to go soon, guys. Just a few more minutes. Just my back's getting too sore to sit here, and I don't want to wreck it because I could wreck it for days. I might actually check the one in here. Well. There are not many kinds of meat out there I've not eaten. I believe it's called Dalgona Coffee. You should look it up and maybe try it. Oh, check it out. The Italians do chicken little recipes. Egg coffee. Peace will be so good. The video on how to make a honeycomb sliced can. I use crunch bars. There's a video on how to make honeycomb slice. You use crunchies. So can I use crunchy bars? I don't know what a crunch bar is, but anything with honeycomb. You could use a violet crumble, whatever. Condensed milk coffee. Wow, that'd be sweet. Whoa! Because that's what they're called in the US. A lot of Africans use condensed milk. Sweetened condensed or just condensed? something I'm doing. Or egg coffee is where you put egg in coffee and then you whisk it until it's fluffy. So is it like this bullet coffee thing? An egg, like an uncooked egg? Just the egg white, the whole egg? It's a thing in Vietnam. It's good. Very interesting. I'm hoping this coronavirus outbreak will blow over by summer. Summer where? Summer where? Like you're from the US. There is no hope in hell that it will blow over by summer, by the end of summer. If it blows over by your summer next year, you're still only probably 50-50 of it blowing over by then. Jeez. Yeah, I think I'm done. My back's like, yeah. I'm hoping it's, yes, the whole thing, uncooked. You just put it in the coffee and you whisk it in. That just gave me an idea. Interesting. Crunchy bars are Cadbury chocolate bars with honeycomb, sold in UK and parts of Europe. Yep. Crunchy bars, we have them here. We'll all die, but at least we got you to keep us posted. It's probably a year then before this ends. Yeah, I'd say at least. Only because this can only have any type of ending when there's a vaccine or when we've got herd immunity, and that's probably 18 months away or more. We're not going to get to herd immunity in 6 months or 9 months or 12 months, and we're not going to have a vaccine in 6 months or 9 months or 12 months. So this will only be over, whatever over means, when you have herd immunity or a vaccine. And neither of those, I don't think either of those are going to happen until somewhere between September and December 2021. Ow. Have your kids ever experienced constipation? I don't know. Julia, are you going then? Yeah, I'm going to. I'm moving around too much. My back's hurting. So, I mean, if it wasn't for that, I would have kept talking a bit longer. Not sure if Amy's still here, but if you are still here, Amy, thank you very much for that donation earlier. I really appreciate it. Ooh, what the hell? If you're not, I still appreciate it. But yeah, so thanks, guys. And I'll see you for my next chat. I don't know when that'll be. I might do one tomorrow. I might not do one for a couple of days or something, but I'll definitely be around again. Oh, hold on, Ayla's just here. I'm about to finish, but I want to talk to you for a minute. Ow! Are you disrupting Ayla's learning? Do you want to bring this down a bit? There we go. Oh no! Oh! There you go. All right. So I'll just stay another minute or two. I need to.
I'm showing it the phone.
Is that your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, look at Scarlett's phone. Is it working? Is Is it dead? Oh, well, let me check. Let me just check. Hello, phone. Are you dead?
No.
The phone's alive.
No.
Oh, you're sleeping. Okay. Phone wants to say hello.
He's dead.
Oh no. Julius, like the Black Death survivors, will be the winners. Yeah, I think when this is all done and dusted, we're looking at either a depression, like I hope. I'm talking to people here. See all these people, right? They're watching. They're looking at you, going. Recession would be amazing if that's the worst that happens. But I think we're looking at a depression and a potential modern day dark ages. Like it's that bad, I believe. Who put eggs in their coffee? I thought it was Vietnamese. I'm sure. Vietnamese. It's creamy.
My phone.
Oh no! Quick, get your phone. Where's your phone?
Got it.
All right.
My phone.
Ah!
Where did I put my phone?
Wait, just put your phone there.
Yeah.
Want to put it here like that? Yeah. So Willow's Jump. You like this song?
Yeah.
The UK got with coffee. I'll tell my family to try it.
Oh,
Guess she doesn't like the eggs.
I want to get down.
You want to get down? Okay. Where are you going? Okay, you can go on the bed. You can but I'm still chatting for a minute. I probably should still go in a sec. My back's still sore. Don't climb on that, please. At least they'll stop expecting disabled people to work in the UK. Yeah. So anyway, I think that is it for this chat. 2 hours, 18 minutes. Pretty good. Well, thank you for that donation, Amy. Well, I think Amy's gone in anyway, but thanks anyway. US West Coast put honey in their coffee. Run safe yourself. Take care. Damn, you're so old. I used to watch you when I was younger. I miss watching you. I am old compared to people younger, but I'm young compared to people older. I'm only 77. All right. Stay safe, guys, and I'll do another chat in the next couple of days or so.